What is up? What is up, YouTube? Shout out to Patreon, Patreon girl, patron girl. I'm trying to remember these names and trying to remember my people. We gotta bring the sexual drive down a little notch, man, in some of these crazy people. That's what needs to happen. I think we need to market and promote respecting women more. We need to market and promote respecting your S drive a little more. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that
This
bell.
is
Let's
just
check this
another
out,
day in the
man.
park for these people. And of course, Blue Ivy growing up in this environment, this is going to be the norm for her. And as for me, I'm just absolutely shocked because when I was 12 years old, I looked like a little boy. If you saw a picture of me at 12 years old, you would scream. And yet she's 12 years old, her bust is up, she has red lipstick, she's contoured her face. And I just think this is an abomination.
The problem is we are dealing with a sexualization of our entire culture. Blue Ivy Carter, she is the daughter of Jay-Z and Beyoncé. She is starring in Mufasa, which is the Lion King prequel. Now, you might look at that and think, beautiful woman, lovely dress. Doesn't she look great? Do you know she is 12 years old? 12. And that prompted Nick Buckley, a guy who's campaigned a lot against the sexual exploitation of women, to say we need to be self-critical when we constantly over-sexualize little girls. Even Disney are doing it. Why does a 12-year-old girl need to have her bosom on display to sell a kid's film? And Based in Bougie, he was very critical.
Exactly.
Hey guys, thank you for watching our videos. If you want to check out our live channel, the Music Recording Network Live, where we dive deeper into videos that we put up and talk about different things that's going on in the world. You can participate in our chat or you can come on live. You don't even have to show your face. Go to our live channel, subscribe, voice your opinion, because we would like to hear from you and help us come up with solutions. Now, let's continue on with this video.
Sex sale, man. Everybody knows that, but this is a shame that we done got here.
Against the sexual exploitation of women, to say we need to be self-critical when we constantly over-sexualize little girls. Even Disney are doing it. Why does a 12-year-old girl need to have her bosom on display to sell a kid's film? And Based in Bougie, he was very critical of Jay-Z as a man and as a father, and claiming that he had actually let Blue Ivy Carter down by allowing her at 12 years old to dress like that. What do you think?
Why is the world shocked? Why is the world shocked? First and foremost, Blue Ivy, she's growing up in a culture, well, in a world called Hollywood. Hollywood since the 1920s is infamous for sexually exploiting young children. Look at someone like Michael Jackson, he was sexually exploited. Someone like Britney Spears, her infamous Rolling Stone cover, she was what, 13, 14? And the producers told her, oh no, it's nothing, it's just a cute cover. And then she absolutely got dragged by the media. And then you have people like the Kardashians. Kris Jenner literally sold her child S-tape. She picked the best one and she sold it. So that's the culture, that's the norm for them. The second reason why people should not be confused is because Beyonce is a harlot. She is a harlot. If you look at all of her music, she promotes this like sexuality and sensuality. Obviously, she makes music about other cultures. Other topics, but most of her music is all about, just being a sexy, empowered woman. And a lot of young Black girls have fallen into this trap. So of course her child is going to fall into this trap too. And let's not forget Jay-Z's history. Jay-Z used to be best friends with R. Kelly, who's an infamous, I can't say the word, but it rhymes with emo. Not only that, but he had relations with Foxy Brown, who was this upcoming rapper when she was 14 years old. 14 years old, he was picking her up from school and taking her to the studio. So this is just another day in the park for these people. And of course, Blue Ivy growing up in this environment, this is going to be the norm for her. And as for me, I'm just absolutely shocked because when I was 12 years old, I looked like a little boy. If you saw a picture of me at 12 years old, you would scream. And yet she's 12 years old, her bust is up, she has red lipstick, she's contoured her face. And I just think this is an abomination, but at the same time, how can we be shocked? Because both her parents are abominations, if that's even a word.
What did you make of this one, Sophie? Because of course it came in the same week, and I have to stress he has strongly denied the allegations, but it came in the same week that Jay-Z was accused of raping a 13-year-old along with P. Diddy. Now, again, I stress he's denied it, but an odd week to parade your daughter in that way.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, this is not the first time that she's worn those sorts of outfits. And in Hollywood, I think there is a mantra that sex sells and talent doesn't, which is why a lot of the people that are in Hollywood are famous for what they're doing. But it is really worrying. And like you said, I actually agree. I actually looked like a little boy when I was about 12 years old because I pretty much was. I enjoyed running around playing football. And I just think they're going to put far too much pressure on this girl. And to be quite honest, I reckon that girl will probably end up becoming a Lily Phillips of the world if we're not careful.
Whoa.
Indeed. I mean, look, the whole world is becoming over-sexualized. The problem is you have to wonder where it ends, and maybe we've got to that end point with Lily Phillips, but it's going to be fascinating to see where she ends up, and maybe not in a good way. But first, winter is coming, and so is cold and flu season. Viruses thrive in cold, dry air, and our immune responses weaken in colder temperatures. Boost your body's defense damage and slow have an improved. Back to the show. What do you think of Lily Phillips? And what do you think it says about the United Kingdom? That a woman has become a household name, has appeared on national television, is making millions of pounds a year, and has more followers on social media than most politicians or TV presenters, simply because she's in a competition with herself over how many men she can sleep with in one day. Now, this has sparked a huge disagreement from both sides of the so-called feminist argument. Julie Bindel, for example, in The Spectator this week, receiving criticism for blaming men for exploiting Lily Phillips. In just a moment, I'm going to have this conversation with two strong, young, conservative commentators, the Daily Express columnist Sophie Corcoran and the conservative YouTuber Based and Bougie. But just in case, and I really hope you are one of the people who hasn't caught up with the depravity of Lily Phillips, here she was this week announcing her latest challenge.
I spent 14 consecutive hours getting ran through, and now I'm going to be doing 24 because I'm going to be going for the world record early February next year. I'm going to go for 1,000.
Now, the thing is, she claims that this is something that makes her feel empowered, that she just loves this sort of activity. However, a fascinating YouTube documentary by Josh Peters suggests actually that might not be the case. This is what happened when he encountered Lily Phillips immediately after she had completed her challenge of sleeping with 100 men. This is what happened when Josh Peters confronted Lily Phillips the moment after she had completed her challenge of sleeping with 100 men.
You ate?
I think I had a yum yum, and I think I had a sandwich, and that was and then the rest. It's not for the weak, girls, if I'm honest. It was hard. I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very it's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of it's just a different feeling. I don't know how to explain it,
It's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out, it feels intense.
More intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
And based in Bougie, we then saw Lily Phillips burst into tears, have to walk off camera. What do you make of this disturbing new sexual phenomenon?
I blame feminism. I blame this disease called feminism that started, I think, during the 60s and basically programmed women into thinking that men and women are the same. So whatever a man can do, a woman can also do the same thing. And what I find hilarious is at the start of that video, she said it's not for the weak. Well, of course, it's not going to be for the weak because women are the weaker vessel. It's just facts. We are not the same as men. We are not as strong as men. In fact, you can see her eyes is red, her nose is red. It's not because she was crying. She's crying because she's spiritually drained. You know, this very degenerate society has tried to convince women and men, because no men should also be sleeping with 100 women, that sex is just this act. It's just this activity. No, it's an exchanging of spirits. It's an exchanging of souls. It's an exchanging of trauma. And she has allowed 100 people in her. She even mentioned that she only remembered 5 of those people. So no, men and women are not the same. Not saying men should be sleeping with 100 people, but this is an abomination. This is shameful. And I think the best thing, especially us Christians should do, well, the public should do, is first and foremost pray for her, and 2, just not give her attention, because the reason why she's doing this is not because she's enjoying it or because it's giving her power, but because of social media clicks. Clout has become a drug. This need for likes, this need for your name in headlines has.
And that's why she cried, because now that it's over with, she probably didn't get as much attention. Now that it's done, now she feels like a fool. How stupid of me. What man, now that you want to go back to normal life, and I don't mean to cut her off, but what man like me would want to fall in love with somebody that did 100 people had sex, had S with me? I gotta, you gotta say, let's get back to what she's saying. I'm sorry, y'all.
Well, the
That's
public
crazy, man.
Is first and foremost pray for her, and 2, just not
Pray
give
for
her
her.
attention, because the reason why she's doing this is not because she's enjoying it or because it's giving her power, but because of social media clicks. Clout has become a drug. This need for
Only
likes,
reason
this
why she
need
does
for
that.
your name in headlines, has become a drug for people. So I think the best thing we could do for this Lily Phillips situation is to pray for her and at the same time ignore her, because if she does not get the attention, she will essentially stop.
The problem with that, Sophie Corcoran, is though she actually became a phenomenon without any coverage from the mainstream media. And I guess, look, that's one of the things that we all embrace, right?
And the thing about it is, you're almost giving a signal to these bad men that want to run trains and stuff like that. You're giving them more of a it's okay to do this, because some women like it. I don't think any normal woman would like having multiple people take turns doing that to them. I don't think any normal woman would like that. And I wouldn't want that to be my daughter. I wouldn't want that to be my aunt or my mother and any other female, my cousins, shout out to all my cousins.
She actually became a phenomenon without any coverage from the mainstream media. And I guess, look, that's one of the things that we all embrace, right? The democratization of the news, of social media. But it does also mean that a personality like Lily Phillips can become a multimillionaire for doing this. So, Sophie, how do you feel about what's going on with her?
I mean, first of all, she is a prostitute. And anyone that she quite literally is a prostitute, and anyone that is encouraging this is just encouraging prostitution and the exploitation of vulnerable women. And Julie Bindel was wrong to say that it was the men that were responsible for this. The people that are responsible for it are actually her producers, who are making a lot of money by completely compromising that woman's safety. I mean, they didn't even do basic checks on things like, HIV and chlamydia and all sorts of those things. But the problem is that society has now become comfortable with making stupid people famous. And I don't understand why we do it. If you want to be empowered, and this is someone who spent my whole life in politics, the most empowering thing you can do is starting a campaign to keep the bus cap in Cambridgeshire, stopping them fencing off the field, getting involved, becoming someone who contributes to the world in a positive way, not getting ploughed through by 100 men. I don't think that's something young women should be inspired to. But this actually was started with, I know we're not blaming the mainstream media here, Dan, but there is a show called Love Island.
Oh, it's awful.
And that show encourages women to, you know,
Yep.
run after men and degenerate themselves and be frankly stupid. I mean, some of those girls were like, is Liverpool a country? You know that's not true. But my generation has grown up with that. And I would imagine people like Lily Phillips have grown up with that. And then we've seen the encouragement of perhaps, you know, OnlyFans becoming created. So we've actually kind of normalized things like prostitution.
Yeah, you're so
and that
right,
in
actually.
itself has
You're so right. It's like
valued
this
us.
is the obvious next step from Love Island. It really, really is. And Love Island, trust me, has a lot to answer for the issues
Wow.
in society. So
Yes.
the one area that I might not agree with you on there, though, Sophie, and I want to take a look at this video, is that I actually don't think Lily Phillips is stupid. I think she's a highly intelligent woman who wants to make money and knows how to make money and use her looks to do it. But this is another section from the documentary. So let's have a watch and we can react off the back.
This don't have nothing to do with looks.
I think sometimes like feeling so like robotic.
This don't have nothing to do with looks, y'all. I mean, she look good, but she not a model super duper like good God Almighty. Good gracious. Oh man, she is bad and sexy. No. This don't have nothing to do with looks.
Section from the documentary. So let's have a watch and we can react off the back.
I think sometimes like feeling so like robotic, like by the 30th, you know, like when we're getting on a bit, I've got like a routine of like how we're gonna do this, and like it just sometimes you'd like disassociate and be like, you know, like it's not like normal sex at all. In my head right now, I can think of like 5, 6 guys, 10 guys that I remember, and that's it. But it's just, I don't know, it's just weird, isn't it? Like if I didn't have the videos, I wouldn't have known I've done 100, you know. But yeah, I think that was kind of the hard part, is like conversing with them, and like when they'd kind of be like, oh, like we've only had 2 minutes or 3 minutes and you said 5 on the message.
Did someone say that to you?
Yeah. And obviously it just makes me feel so bad.
Do you think you should feel bad about that?
I guess when you've promised something to people who support you, it's kind of hard to let them down.
But it's up to you, right? Like when you know.
Yeah.
Have you even
think she crying.
processed, do you think, what's happened?
Not yet. God, I won't forget this day, Jesus.
When I decided to start making this documentary, I wasn't too sure.
Based and Bougie, do you think she is being honest with herself about why she really feels so upset?
In the clip, she clearly is being honest with herself about the fact that she's doing it to impress her audience. She said she has supporters and she's promised them something, so she needs to deliver. And this goes back to what I said when I said this fame, social media, clout culture has become a drug. So yeah, she is being honest with herself, but you can be honest with yourself and also proceed to continue to do the same thing that you're sitting here and being honest about. I mean, I saw a poster where she said she's going to take it to 1,000 people. So she's being honest with herself for absolutely no reason. And it seems as though she's not going to change because she's addicted to, clout. And I think I blame this degenerate Kardashian culture where it's like, in order to become famous, you have to sell your body, you have to sell your soul. But a lot of these women are crying behind the scenes. They feel disgusting behind the scenes. And you can see that in her face. She feels so disgusted and disappointed in herself. So I'm actually quite happy that that clip came out so that young girls who are considering to take this path of OnlyFans or being a porn star, they actually reconsider how it will make them feel emotionally. So yeah, it's disgusting. I'll say that it's disgusting.
This is what Tristan Tate recommends that men do in regards to this situation. He writes, there are ways to combat this, and I am calling on all Christians to join a protest against this demonic action. You are a follower of mine. Here's what I'd like you to do. There is an email address attached here. Please send your prayers and thoughts to this person, hoping they reach her before she ends up killing herself or something stupid. Or better yet, apply, get accepted, go undercover. When it is your turn to violate her, whip out an icon, a verse, a Bible instead of your penis and interrupt this nonsense with prayer and well wishes. Change her mind in person and make this impossible to watch or edit. Is that a solution, Sophie Corcoran?
I don't know. I think one
try.
of the difficult things in this situation is a lot of people are saying, obviously, that she herself is being exploited. But we also need to understand the concept of sort of OnlyFans as well. And obviously, this is playing massively a part of it, is that OnlyFans actually is exploiting the men in order to make women rich. And a lot of those times, they are vulnerable men who are lonely, who are probably picked last in PE, no offense. But these people who perhaps can't
stop
get
talking
those
about me, Sophie.
those men who perhaps can't get those relationships in a personal way are then spending a lot of money on people that don't care about them. And prostitution originally started with the exploitation of women, but now it has developed to the exploitation and the financial exploitation of vulnerable men. And I think it should be treated almost like gambling. Things like OnlyFans are just as dangerous as gambling. They break up the family unit, they make people struggle financially, and the people that are struggling financially, unlike gambling, are actually gaining nothing from it. I mean, in gambling, if you gamble, you might get lucky and win something. In OnlyFans, no one wins.
And presumably then you disagree with this approach from Julie Bindel, which is to blame the men. Blame the men.
Yeah.
You don't think that's fair?
I don't think that's fair. I think men are being exploited massively by OnlyFans, and also the real people that are exploiting this woman are the producers who are making a lot of money from her. Don't forget, she herself is making a lot of money, but so is her production team, and they've completely disregarded her welfare. And it's these people who are the people that we should be aiming the fire at. Why do places like OnlyFans exist? What is the need for things like OnlyFans? I don't think you need them.
Well,
if
the
you want to
problem
have
is,
sex,
though,
go out, meet a partner and have sex and make kids.
Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left.
That's crazy, man. Y'all know, dude, there is no way in the world this lady can be freaking, y'all know that's wrong. 100 men now, she's ready to do 1,000 men or something, or break some treat. You want going for some record. That shouldn't even be a record. What are we doing, people? What is the world doing? Look here, man. I like both of the young ladies. I thought they spoke very well, and they did a very great show. Speaking of shows, we about to go live, so I gotta cut what I'm saying real short. So y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out. Take care of yourself. Be smart. Peace out.